In the part 1 video of nurturing your child's creativity and imagination, I have elaborately explained you about how there is a stagnation of creativity due to increase in screen time in everyone's home, and we need to have a control over that. But still you can regenerate the creativity nature in your child by focusing on just these two aspects. That is, allowing them to question as much as possible and not discouraging them from questioning, and allowing them to create something new in their hand. It may be a small craft, any arts or drawing or an origami, whatever it may be, they have to create something new in their hand. And I also told you about why sparking creativity and imagination is important in every child's life, because it enhances the holistic growth of the child in their emotional, social, physical and intellectual level, and also it helps the child to develop the interest in the learning process. Let's dive deep into knowing what are the 5 practical activities. Myself Rohini, your natural frequency parenting coach. For sparking this creativity and imagination in your child, we need to offer a lot of enriching experiences using simple objects and allowing them to open the doors of creativity unlimitedly. Now, let me point out the first practical activity which will help your child to spark their imagination. This activity is called storytelling with a twist. Now, when you are telling a story to your child, some familiar stories you can take which you have already told your child, and you can just narrate the story for the first 4-5 sentences and then stop in between and ask the child, could you change the story nature? Could you change the story wherein which instead of the child going to this place, what happens if he goes there? Like, you can make a twist in the story and ask the child to narrate it further on. Also, the climax may be very good climax, where you can change the climax saying that, oh, finally they were happy, but instead of getting happy, they were got into some adventurous zone. What will happen? So this kind of storytelling with a twist and asking them to imagine a different situation and change the narrative will help the child see the imagination in a different dimension and not stick on to the author's story. Now the child will create his own story which will take a different dimension. This will spark the child's imagination level to the core. There are some tools and resources which can help the child do the storytelling with a twist. For example, there is a story cubes or story cards. Story cubes, what you will have is there is a small dice where the child can roll and one picture will come, and again the child has to roll the second dice. Now second dice will have another picture. Now the child has to create a story with the first picture to the second picture and connecting it. Now the child has to create a situation. This will create a twist in every action. As they pass on by rolling the dice for 5-6 times, they would have created a storyline on their own using the picture. The same way we can do it in story cards. There are multiple story cards which will come where the child has to take one card, connect with another card with different pictures. So this will help the child develop a lot of stories on their own, kindling the imagination and creative skill within them. Second powerful activity is asking questions and finding answers. Every day, parents can have a time of research. What you can do is at that time, you can ask questions like, why the sky is blue? Why the moon is always moving when we are driving in a car? Such kind of question you can ask your child, and then even I don't know the answer, come let's find out. You can go to a library or you can go to a person who can answer this question. They may be a professor or expert in that field. If you don't have time for all this, I will give you a tool that is called Brain Quest cards. In Brain Quest cards, what they have done is they have taken lots of children's silly questions and put that questions and gave the answers to all those questions. So what you can do is buy that cards and help your child find answers for so many silly questions, which is not silly, that is highly intellectual. There is also an app called Curiosity Stream app, which helps the child visually see a lot of images and videos about how different physics and science and maths actually works together, and they will understand in a very simple manner. Hope these tools and resources helps your child to develop the curiosity within them.